You know what? I like Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm glad it's a little different, but I gotta be honest. Like, I come in doing this, and I'm like, another comic book movie.
Yeah.
Are you getting sick of these comic book films? Like, even if they're good, do you just kind of go, I gotta fucking see another one of these? Like, do they have anything original or creative in Hollywood anymore?
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I agree. I feel the same way. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 is sort of a nice little rejuvenation, I would say.
I thought Logan was, because that was a movie
Logan is on a world of its own, I think.
I would say, I would categorize it like this with comic movies. The Dark Knight is the Citizen Kane of comic book movies, and Logan is the Godfather of comic book movies.
I have franchise fatigue. You know, I think like a lot of films,
like Star Wars fatigue, what we were talking about.
Like we were talking like last week, I saw Fast 8 over the weekend, which I just was like really sort of exhausted halfway through it.
Yeah.
You gonna turn your back on family?
I have Marvel fatigue for sure. Yeah, Marvel, DC, all of it, all the comic book fatigue, it definitely exists. I had it more, I think mine was stronger around like Ant-Man and Doctor Strange when those movies were coming out, where it was just like
the same flat cinematography. The same exact sort of structure. Like, here's a character, he learns his powers, you know, they do the origin story, and then they do the second film where they run into a villain who maybe challenges their beliefs. And it's like, these are all great things, but then when every single movie does it, it gets old. I remember when I lived in LA, there was this guy who was one of the producers for Once Upon a Time, which was just this really fucking cheesy ABC series.
Let my wrath be unleashed.
And he said, you know, when you make something, you ask people, do you know who Snow White is? Do you know who, you know, like Cinderella is?
Right.
You know, people know those names, so people are going to go see that because it's something they know. It's a pre-established familiarity with these characters. So that's going to sell and make money. But are people going to go out and see something completely original? What's the risk of losing money on those kind of movies? Because they did lose a lot of money on something like Jupiter Ascending. Which was a completely original idea. And it was a complete... wasn't a very good film. You know?
Right.
Life is an act of consumption.
It really is up to these writers or directors. I think they need to have some balls and like say something or do something about how they're going to tell these stories, because if they don't, it's literally going to be more of the same over and over, where the group gets together and has to fight a bad guy at the end. And we've seen that. We have seen that. And I think that's why movies like Logan are absolutely phenomenal, because it's so different. It wants to like...
It's a movie. It's not a comic book movie.
Shut the fuck up!
It Nolanized itself without forcibly Nolanizing itself. You know, it's not Man of Steeling itself, so to speak.
I mean, it's like it looks and it plays like a James Mangold film is what it does. It doesn't play like a Christopher Nolan
So it plays
film.
like Copland, you think?
I mean, I think it does have that 310 to Yuma feel, right? I mean, it's like it's trying to be a Western in its own sort of way. I don't know why the audiences aren't tired of it, though, is the question.
People like to see dumb bullshit a lot of times. It reminds me way back, you ever get together with your family and then they bring up like all these movies they've seen and it's just the most generic junk. They can't really articulate as to why they like it. You know, I remember I was talking to an aunt of mine way back and she went, oh, I went to go see Iron Man 2, and it was such a good film.
Which is like the worst Marvel movie of all time.
Oh, it's fucking horrible.
Sir, I'm going to have to ask you to exit the donut.
But she just likes seeing the characters fly around and fight. I'm like, why'd you like it? She goes, oh, I don't know. I just did. You know? And that's what people do. They see these previews. They see the nice, flashy little colors, and then they go and pay money to see those type of films. If audiences keep paying money to see this stuff, they're going to do it. I mean, Hollywood found the secret recipe when Jaws came out, followed by Star Wars.
Right.
You know? And they said, okay, so people want more escapism, more fantastical elements. You know?
I think I've heard like directors like James Gray or Martin Scorsese come out and say that producers, studios, when they're sitting in those rooms, if they can't make automatically,
3 films or
exactly, they're like, no, I don't want it because I can't sell it. I can't sell it to people. I can't do anything with it, which is seriously sad. It's really sad because I think there's just a complete lack of trust on all sides, whether it's trust in writers, directors, and audiences, right? I mean, Logan's one of the biggest films of the year, but you also have a movie like Get Out, which has made more money than any low budget film.
And it was original
ever made, and it's original, and it's unique to what we're used to seeing. And when word of mouth really sparks up, and when the material's good, right? It's got to just be a good movie first.
Yeah.
Then the word of mouth can spark it up, and then maybe we can get more trust in people.
Yeah.
I think the sad thing is when a movie like Get Out does such a great job, and then immediately they're like, well, let's take that director and have him direct a franchise. I mean, it kind of happened to Ryan Coogler. Ryan Coogler made Creed. It was a huge hit. And it was an Oscar season movie.
Creed is technically a franchise.
It's technically a franchise, right? But I mean, it's a big hit, and now he gets to do Black Panther. So he gets to
exactly.
Yes, I'm craving for original films.
Yeah, nothing based on a book.
Yeah,
nothing based on a comic book either.
Yeah.
Just something original. It is that hard because you can't sell studios on that.
Yeah.
But as you said, and I didn't think of it, but word of mouth is a great thing. I mean, Nolan is probably one of the luckiest guys in Hollywood because he can kind of make the movies that he wants.
Yes.
And people will actually pay money to see it based on his name alone.
I think franchise fatigue is the problem. And as a film critic, I just try to do my best to get the word of mouth out.
Yeah.
To try to get audiences to try the alternative.
Look under some rocks, find some different films.
For sure. I mean, 2 weeks ago, we had Nacho Vigalando's Colossal with Anne Hathaway, which was really smart. As critics, it's our job to continue to tell people, go see this movie, go see this movie. I'm telling you, it's good.
Yeah.
And you'll feel refreshed from your comic book or your Fast and the Furious movies, I mean, when I was at Fest 8, I saw the new trailer for Transformers the last night, and I just was like, We as film critics really have a hard job to do. It's really tough to get audiences to go see those unique films because they're saying to themselves, well, I missed Beauty and the Beast last week, or I missed Guardians of the Galaxy last week, so I'm going to skip the unique independent film that's coming out this week and go see the one that I missed.
That's what turned me on to doing that sort of job, is to tell people, hey, instead of going to see whatever big blockbusters coming out to see this week, check out this film, because you know what? This film might impact you in a way that's far more unique than whatever junk food they're throwing at you.
Yeah.
And that's sort of the role of the critic, is not to be the end-all, be-all of what's good or what to say is what's good, but how to have people maybe be exposed to something that they otherwise wouldn't be exposed to. My hope is eventually people will just stop forking money at these films, but it doesn't look like it. This has been going on for 20 years almost. And to wrap that up, what do you think we should do to prevent people from seeing so many stupid fucking comic book movies?
Well, I think there's two things. I think just audiences have to seek out more films. They have to want variety, and they have to go see variety. And then on the other hand, the second thing is film critics just continue to get the word of mouth out there, continue to tell people to go, because hopefully it'll at least inspire people and at least get people to say, hey, you know what? I'll listen to you. I trust you. I'll go see that movie.
go online, go on some random movie websites like IndieWire.
Yep.
You know, go on IMDb, click on the independent film stuff, read about a movie, watch the trailer, be like, hey, does that look good?
Go on to amovieguy.com. I mean, I try to have at least one, at least the big blockbuster review and then one independent film review every week. So I mean, it's always something new and unique for you to see.
Exactly. If you want to stay in shape, don't be like me and just eat pizza all the time.
Yeah.
Have pizza one day, but then have a salad the next day.
There you go. It's all about variety and balance in the movies you watch.